Salute, salute, salute. Peace and power, peace and power. I thank the universal truth and the absolute laws of nature for guiding me, protecting me, and giving me the strength to endure the imperfect. I shall attack with vigor, making progressive moves. The divine mind knows, the divine mind shows. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. Peace and power to the people that struggle. Salute, salute. What's going on with you? As you come on in, please know that you're in a safe space. Please know that you are in the space of learning and getting learned up. Know that you are in a space of educating and being educated. Know that you're in a space of love. You're in a space of conversation, dialogue, questions, answers, comments, concerns, building, destroying. Know that you are in your space. Know that you are in a space where we seek a path towards true liberation. That is our end goal, to be truly liberated. As my classroom assistants come on in, please put all contact information in the chat for the duration of the chat. Please put all funding information in the chat for the duration of class. If you or anybody you know is in need of anger management, come see the hip-hop anger management specialist. Find out what anger is. Learn if you truly have an anger issue. Let's put a plan together. If you or anyone you know is in a domestic violence situation, please book an assessment. Reach out. Learn the warning signs. Find out the alerts. And then pick up strategies that will help you survive and thrive. Remember, the life you save may be your own. Oh, yeah. There's a lot going on my end. Truly. Truly a lot going on my end. But as we know, we have to welcome the struggle. All struggles. Many with the right lens, we are able to see coming. Some are unexpected. Some are very unexpected. And in that space, do know that sitting, having class allows me to recharge my battery. But trust and believe, there is a lot going on. There is a hell of a lot going on. So I always ask that you bear with me on the timing, and also, be mindful with the ask fors. You dig what I'm saying? There's a lot of ask fors because I am that accessible and because I'm not committed, to the work and to making sure that it's not something that is just being voiced. This is something that I'm doing on a regular basis, on a daily basis. So we're going to get to it. We're going to get to the numerous requests. We're going to make sure that we build each other up for not only what we're going through now, but what we will be going through in the very near future. So as always, you know, I appreciate the support. Okay? Can appreciate the support. And know that no one's time is minimized here. No one's funding is minimized here. No one's attention is minimized here. This is a very different class. Trust and believe that. And because it's a very different class, we have to see who's in attendance. We see Bliz is always in attendance. Extraordinary classroom assistant. We see you. Philip Boone, you up in here on the regular. Duly noted. And Rugi Hauser, duly noted. Hakim, you up in here. Strictly Game, you up in here, boy. And we cannot ever, ever, ever glaze over Miss Tierra Green. Yeah, Tierra is in the spotty spot. Yeah. Y'all still with me? Y'all still with me, right? Tierra Green is in the spotty spot. We see you. Don't get fired. Mark Milliner. Mark Milliner, I see you. Merk Blow, you up in here. Zone 864 with books ready. You up in here. Jamal Rogers, good morning, top of the AM. Think for yourself. Don't get fired. Listen, you, Tierra, y'all people that's at work, don't get fired. Because this is a fiery class. Hey, Guinness, we up in the P.J. Allen, 55, first 55 of the Monday. Ken Williams in the spotty spot. A. Wood, I see you. Yes. Jason Reels Network, we will build. You know how we do. Salute. You up in the spot. Janice Campbell, 55. Yeah, you get a 55. Sir Aqua Poppy. Chair pulled up and all that, but you get a 55. Yeah, you do. Maxwell Trucking, you in the spot. Hey, Gosa, what's going on? Marquette McDonald's Music, 55. Yeah. Don't talk to me. Or don't talk me to death. Unpopping opinions is in the spotty spot. What? MME educating? 55. You won't buy out of here. Hey, I see you up in here. 1050. George Johnson, what's going on? Ronald, 2 Salt, 55. You knew that was coming. King Hazy. 55. Yeah. Ooh, these 55s going out on a Monday. BWB Wealth, 55. Moo, Sir M. Wallace, 55. Ooh, Chief Black, 55. Infamous African, 55. Hey, Nemo Washington, what's going on? What? INNRVWS-TV, 55. Black Queen, what's going on? Boy, they going out. Mike Nice, 55. Look at all these 55. Jane, salute. Benjamin, your first live. So take a 55 with it. Yeah. Christopher Farmer, what's No Limit. Richard Keefe, 55. Juicy Price, Drip Town, 55. Yeah, they be trying to sneak in here on a Monday. Ingram, Peace, what's going on? Jules, what's going on? Kenny Mac, I see you. Lovely lady. Punisher, 55. 5 plus 5, 55. You knew it. You knew it. Yeah. Y'all coming up in here trying to sneak in. Yeah. You're not doing that. 55s. Y'all got me hot. Y'all got me hot. Yeah, y'all got me hot. Oh, man. All these damn 55s. These are all these cutting class. You can't cut on a Monday and it's raining. There's nowhere for you to go out there and smoke your little tweeds. So you had to come to class. Yeah. Y'all in here. Yeah. Got me all hot. We already 10 minutes in and 11 minutes in. We ain't even get to tagging nobody. So y'all know, tag the regulars who seem to be regulars. Big Folk Nation, 55. Raw talk, real deal, 55 to you too. Coming on up in my class like that. What's going on with y'all? Mad 55s. Marcus Moore, 55. Rodney, 55. There's always a Rodney in somebody's class that's always missing out, cutting and coming late. 55. We won't be doing that over here. Take that. What's going on with y'all? You crazy? So now tag Mr. Charleston White. Somebody tag him. Somebody tag Cam again. Somebody tag Gillie again. Somebody tag It Is What It Is. Somebody tag $1 million worth of game. And somebody tag Busta. Right? We got to tag Busta and we got to get to him first. Why? Because in all of the beef, in all of the viral moment that he done had in the past 2 weeks, dealing with Coi Leray, dealing with Ray Benzino, making his statements, finding it okay, and even shrugging his shoulders about it, and being defiant, and making his statement that he did nothing wrong. It is what it has been when it comes to the industry and to how these things played out. Very comfortable with her attire, her dress, her movements and mannerisms on the video set with him sitting right there. How? Contradictory. And we're going to use that word a lot today in class because there's a lot of contradictions in actions. How contradictory was it for Busta to have his children perform on stage, his daughters perform on stage with him, very modestly dressed? Okay? How was it? Y'all hear me? Let me know if y'all hear me. Give me some blue hearts if y'all still hearing me. Because what's good for one father should be good for the next. What's good for one father should be good for the next. Are we here? What I want for my daughter, I should want for yours. If we are dealing with balance, if we are dealing with science and math, knowledge to the nation of gods and earths, if we are dealing with equality, being equal in all things, what I want for my seeds, what I want for my understanding, I should want for my alikes. It is my duty as a civilized individual, as a civilized man, right? Because this is the symbols, this is what He vocalized out his mouth. So then, when my children are performing, why wouldn't they look? Why wouldn't they appear? Why wouldn't they present the same way Coi Leray presents? Why not? Sort of like Jeezy showing your kids how to trap, how to push snow, while his son is graduating with a college degree. Right? So again, if it was so okay for Coi Leray to be in panties, right? Daisy Duke type attire, skin out, navel out, shoulders, everything damn near out. If it was that okay for Coi to do it, regardless if she's been doing it or not on her own accord, but in the presence of a grown man with grown kids, and not even a quick, yo, this is what's going on, yo, I'm here, yo, I see your kid. If it was that okay for her, then why didn't we see your daughters in that same attire? I mean, again, we're dealing with equality. We're dealing with equity. We have to, because when we don't deal with equity, when we don't deal with equality, we're dealing with confusion. We're dealing in immorality. We're dealing in a valueless nation. You understand? So, who are we to believe? Are we to believe in the Busta that is cool with a scantily clad young woman bouncing around in his presence while him and her joke and play? Or do we believe in the presentation of the father with the two daughters and the sons, and the daughters presenting, as if they're going to church, as if they're, in a space where they're ultra conservative? How does that match? How does him getting all in somebody's booty hole and all that? How does Pastor Cavazier, how does all that match when that's what you're presenting to us and to our children? But to yours, everything is wholesome, pious, covered. So somebody tag them in class, because we can't keep having these lessons. We can't keep calling the same individuals out, because then it seems as if we're consistently attacking them. And that's so not the case. Someone is putting them out there, if not themselves. And that's adding fuel to our fire. Remember, we're on a path to true liberation. So in that space, we have to be observant of everything that's being presented, knowing what's good and what's not, knowing what's right and exact, and knowing what's now cipher, knowing what is to be fed. So, I mean, That's easy. That's an easy fix. Clearly, it's an easy fix. Because again, image is almost everything when it's used in propaganda and weaponized against us. The image of the melanated man has been used against us for centuries, for millennia. At what point do we begin to create an image that's going to encourage us to move better? When? I mean, remember, everything was image when it came to how the Panthers were moving. That imagery shook up not only our enemies, but it shook up our people. It put them in a different space when it came to militancy. Even to this very day, the image of that black leather and that beret meant that these people were serious. So we know what image does, right? Just like when you see a black man, comedian in a dress, you know what that does. Image in a space of propaganda with a message. Whoa. So our black men are continuously failing, right? When we see the image, or when we see shiny, clean, even-toned skin, black men in suits and a bow tie, we automatically associate that image with what? With the nation. With what? With Elijah Muhammad, Farrakhan, Dr. Khalid Muhammad, Malcolm X. Final calls, justice, peace, equality, building, destroying, no pork, no drugs. That's an immediate recognition. So when the image of the black man in a space of commercial rap and hip hop has become a joke, it is up to us to no longer stand for that joke, right? Which is why I'm always looking at people with these big ass shoes and the shoes. Y'all seen YG last night at that Grammy ritual, whatever? You seen his shoes? I don't know if that's a West Coast thing, but he had them big ass pants with them shiny shoes on. You seen that? Then you see Neo at the NBA fiasco, whatever that shit was, in season tournament shit. You seen them big ass shoes he had on? You see that? You see the image? You see the lack of seriousness? Nah, hold on, wait a minute. Nah, YG shoes was serious. Nah, he looked like he was getting ready to put foot in somebody's ass. But them big ass shits Neo had, these things, I'm telling you, image, less than serious, less than revolutionary, is very damaging. Very damaging. And in that damage, right? Again, I always tell you, look to nations of people who were oppressed. Look at what they did in order to rebuild themselves, in order to give them those periods of self-esteem and renaming themselves. They changed the image. Mao Zedong changed the image. Fidel changed the image of how they view themselves, right? Jomo Kenyatta, the Mau Mau, right? Look at the image of the leaders of the brick movement, okay? Look at how those melanated men are. You see them? Niger, Chad. Do you see them? Militaried out. Do you see that? Image is everything. Everything. So we have to get in a space where not only do we have control, because it's all up here. People could present to you or present you in a less than favorable condition, but how do you see yourself? Right? We remember the imagery of Jim Crow, the coons and all that. We know that. How damaging that image was to the world. So what do we do? Or what did we do? You had to change it. Marcus Garvey and the Garveyites. Right? Uniformed out. Uniformed out. So when our young women are putting themselves in an industry, or again, are being placed in an industry by their parents, or because in this short, brief span of history, that has been our only resource, right? And they go in there and the image is definitely not becoming of somebody who has knowledge, excuse me, who has knowledge of self. Okay? What do we do? And what is the charge for men? Elder men. Again, I told you, if your life expectancy under these conditions are anywhere between 65 and 75, Busta's past middle age. Past middle age. So at what point do you begin to live by the lessons that you say you know, that you said you was raised up under, that you learned not only from the degrees, but also from the streets? When does that become an equitable space for your children as well as mine? Indeed, Saul. Burkina Faso is not playing. Nor is our brother Julius from South Africa. The image, the strength. That's why they got rid of Professor Griff out of PE. See, that's the jewels in last night is not only in embracing and reminiscing, right? And going back to a feeling when you first heard and saw these artists, the jewels in who wasn't there. This is Grammys. A lot of people who were nominated for Grammys weren't there. Why? Michael Barber, salute for the green screen. Do you understand? That's the jewels in it. Damn. Ain't nobody should be too big for the Grammys. Not since y'all was fighting to get in it for so long. Not since y'all protested the initial rap category not being. If Will Smith, no, that wasn't Will Smith. If the Fresh Prince was there, no Jay-Z. Where's the white savior? No Eminem. Come on. Yeah, not only that KRS wasn't there because he definitely is not going to be there, but Mos Def wasn't either. You understand? So many people who claim to be of it and in it weren't there. But we'll get back to that. We could do a whole class on that, because the truth of the matter of that whole night, everybody that performed on that stage, everybody that presented on that stage, you can go to their perspective communities where they were born, where they were raised, where they went to school, where they got the energy, where they first formed their character, their behaviors. And every one of them on that stage, their community is in dire straits, worse off than when they were raised there. You could go to Big Daddy Kane's block and see the conditions there. You can go to Latifah's block and see the conditions there. And 3/4 of that stage, of that show, no longer live in those communities. That's another class. Don't take me off track here now. None of them. So it's 50 years, a generation and a half that has not benefited at all, other than the ability to shake your ass because you feel it in your soul. Physically, economically, spiritually. Those areas are either gentrified or destroyed. That's the real jewel. Now, moving on. We're in a space, as we spoke a couple of classes ago, where these people are making deals. Deals. And again, we broke down what these deals actually mean. Do you understand? These corporations, these plantations, and these melanated people, okay? These melanated people. Oh, they deleted your IG? Listen, you know how to get in touch with me. All my contact information is in the chat. The duration of the class. Don't worry about it, Steph. We will build. So now, these deals do nothing for us. The deals are for the individual. And usually the deals are coming from bankers who have an allegiance to any one of the tentacles of what we know as, white inferiority. Because they never been supreme. That's a figment of your own imagination. Right? We know that. White supremacy is a figment of his own imagination. The white man is a construct of his own imagination. There's no such thing. No such thing. If you put that toast up against their head, the blood is going to trickle, just like if you were to hit anybody else with that. They're not supreme. But again, these are the heads of these institutions and these corporations that these young black rappers or these older ex-rappers signed to, as if they understand what a deal is in corporate America. They don't. That's why they have lawyers there to speak and explain to them partially what they sign into. But they don't care, because as long as they can sit their ass in a $2,000 mattress, or, have their feet kicked up in some little piece of a shack that they call a mansion, they're good. But these deals have now gone from the music industry into this space right here, right? This social media space, you dig? So where the individual who ran a record company label is now here running YouTube. So it's the same type of deal. If he got 360 deals running in industry, bet these same things, these same contractual obligations. Salute, Hakim, much appreciated for the green screen. These same arrangements and agreements are going to hold true right here in this space. So they're not signing nothing different if they sold their ass, if they sold their grippers to get in the music industry on the next level. They're selling their grippers here in this space, right? Because this is where they're at. So when we see them being pushed up and propelled, of course, it's only natural for some people to champion them. Yeah, get to the bag. And like I said all the time, I have yet to see anyone get to the bag where it benefit us as a nation. Just hasn't happened. From Michael Jordan all the way down to Zion. Doesn't matter. We don't benefit. Their mind is not there because they still continuously see themselves in the lens of their master. And that's a mean space to be in. So they have the ultimate security in this world, in these institutions. And that security, no matter how fragile, is still the motivation of these individuals. So when we seeing people like Cam and Mace, then we break that down in class, who claim to have made a deal or claim to have been leveling up in the terms of dealing with, underdog, whatever that gambling app is. You understand? We already know what that's about. Aligning with Euros who you have no idea what their motivations are and what your energy in that space means. But as we questioned a few classes ago, when he says he's doing for black people, we got to question that. Because what are you doing for black people? We understand you did for one person. We understand you did for another person. But he made a space in his comment to say what he did for this black woman fresh out of college. And in that space, I'm saying, okay, well, maybe that was a great thing. Even though he disrespected many black women throughout his career and in his music and in his presence. But that's the past. He could have been a changed man. Maybe the platform could have been a space of good where they're making some type of effort until right after that whole viral week where he personally came back on live on his Instagram to make statement about the situation. The very next day, this weekend, matter of fact, I don't know if it was a pre-fight live that they was doing or maybe a halftime live. Like I said, in between that NBA in-season bullshit ritual where they was solidifying LeBron's legacy in that. But in that live, from the specific live page of It Is What It Is, we had strippers. Now, I get flagged on my live if I'm just playing hip-hop music, talking to my people, encouraging them to have a great day in the morning. They'll dead my live. However, It Is What It Is on their live had strippers, naked, damn near, and men grinding on the back like you're in a strip club. Live. Music playing, having a good old time. Simulating sex. Is this what we're doing for black people? I mean, we know where the strip club at in any given city or town. We know how to get that popping. We know exactly where to go. anywhere. We don't have to go to Miami or Atlanta or Vegas. Shit, or Queens, New York. We know all too well. Shit, I could go to my Twitter page and see that. But again, a sports-based podcast live on their IG with scantily. I mean, damn. And I got the screenshots. So though you didn't keep the live, people see everything. Yeah. So Cam and Mace, is that what the black people needed at this given date and time from you? This is how you do? Because remember, he was loud and proud. Watch what's coming. Watch what we gonna do for black people. Black men grinding. Look it up, pour it up. That's where we need to be. Closing out this year, going into 2024. We need the image of the black man grinding on strippers with their tongue out, just party. And this isn't the first time they've done it. This is consistent on their live. They'll go live on IG. Cam stopped doing it. So now his underlings perform in that manner. And even in the comments, the people who are supporters, who are diehard fans of the site, of the page, of these two were saying, yo, don't tarnish the brand like that. But it was done and done. And it didn't stop. 3 strippers. Even. I don't know who else was in the room, but it sure was pouring it up as if we didn't do enough of that in the 80s, in the 90s, in the 2000s. Halfway through the 2020s, we need to see the image of the black man on a stripper. But again, this is what people keep in front of them. This is where we at. So when our people keep talking about dudes getting tased for changing a tire in the middle of a highway, when we're seeing the mental breakdown of our people, where we got individuals stabbing entire families in Queens, where we're seeing little girls 6 years old being abused by their parents, what images are they intaking? Okay? What's the image? How do you move forward? What is the language? How do you comprehend awareness of self, knowledge of self, being woke, when the people who are consistently in view are moving in a manner that is less than the divine individuals who we all need them to be? It is what it is, I guess. It is what it is. The self-professed champion of black people finds it necessary to allow his brand to be live on IG. Man, seriously, haven't seen that really since Luke. Really haven't seen that since Lil Boozy was doing it, telling people to show their vulva for $20. I haven't seen it like that. But again, this is Cam. Again, this is Pastor Mace. Again, this is Harlem on the rise. Find it now in this time to use their brand to make sure that we have strippers at halftime or pre-fight. I mean, listen, you might not find it. It might not be there, but you can see from the picture and the thumbnail. I have the screenshots. There's no mistaking about it. So if you will, you can tag them in if they want to challenge what I saw. Come on. Come on now. You want to question and go at people for saying that you might have had an underage person in a brothel, right? But this is the behavior. So it's not that far-fetched. It is what it is. Next up, since we're on strippers, and since we're on individuals who just so happen to be going live together, right? Gillie and Wallow, bring your ass to class. I'm trying to figure out what part of prison reform, what part of encouraging people to be better, what part of cleaning Philadelphia, what part of image is it that we're in a boxing ring with old-faced small people strippers, dirty old face, and a whole bunch of melanated sister strippers? This is what we organizing? This is what $1 million worth of game is? To not only promote comical boxing matches, but to be grinding on a small person stripper. That's where we at, Gillie. We already seen you drunk, dancing off your rocker, damn near slurring and spitting up on yourself in the middle of a club. We already watched Wallow at something that looked like a bar mitzvah, trying to get his little Martin on with them old fays. So at a point where people try to separate the two, no, he's dragging Wallow into this. Because now we got Wallow reluctantly knowing where this is about to go, with some of Philly's finest strippers grinding their boxes on them in the ring. Now, again, if this is okay, if this is where we need to be, if I guess because Dr. Umar finds it so okay to be in the presence of Suki, I guess this is what Philly's about. I don't know what's going on with the masjids out there, but again, this is cool because it was celebrated. People clapped. This was a good thing that they did for Philly. So where's the proceeds going? As we watched a black man rise up and use the corporations, right? Barstool Sports and all these other weird-ass names that are funding these people, Complex, man, all these OFAs that are funding these individuals and propelling them in our eyesight. I'm trying to really see what a kid focused in on $1 million worth of game is going to think about Gillie with a small person in a bikini in the middle of a boxing ring, simulating sex, basically. How is that prison reform? How would a judge, how would politicians who are conservative, who believe that we supposed to be imprisoned in large numbers, how are they going to perceive these type of individuals when they come in front of them and speak prison reform and changing laws? You think these less than equitable people are going to sit and listen to somebody the world just viewed humping on a small person in the middle of a boxing ring in front of thousands of people? That speaks prison reform. No, because no. Because these are the individuals who y'all shoot at me and say, yo, nah, they getting to it. Nah, they voice is needed. No, they're speaking for the people. That's speaking for the people? That's speaking for the people? Midget strippers, Ofe midget strippers at that. That speaks progressiveness. That speaks power to the people. That is the behavior. That is what we are supposed to utilize as an example. That. But they ran Garvey out of the country for supposedly mismanaging funds. They assassinated Dr. Khalid Muhammad for telling teenagers that if any police put their hands on you, you cut them down at the knee. You understand? At 21, they shot Chairman Fred Hampton to death because he tried to unite everybody that was oppressed under one flag. But y'all telling me that Gillie and Wallow is what's new? That them who been going live with Cam and Mace on a regular basis, that right there, that holds people attention more than somebody who works diligently at anger management and domestic violence, at anti-gun violence. That somebody who breaks down exactly what you're seeing in commercial rap truthfully. That though, that's what I have to do. I gotta organize that shit. I gotta organize a fight with small people from the hood fighting. And in between rounds and fights, I gotta get me a little Ofe person, a little 4'9" stripper with a dirty thumb. And I gotta grind up in order for me to get people to love them. So that's the image. That's it right there. That's what's going to get prison reform. I didn't do it. This is what's being presented. This is what the shit that falls in my lap. So you mean tell me that's what I got to do? That's what I got to do to be supported. That's what I got to do to be taken seriously. That's what I have to do in order to be in the face of our people. I got to get me a little midget white woman and grind on her in the middle of a boxing ring. I got to be drunk, dancing in the middle of the club. I got to be at a bar mitzvah or some other shindig with them old fays and dancing up on them. That's what I have to do in order to prove that for the last 10, 15 years that my work is quality work. I'm trying to figure that out. Well, let me take that back. I don't have to figure it out. I know exactly what it is. That's why I give class on it. In the mix of everything else that I have to deal with. No one knows, no one cares, no one can understand that. personally. I'm a son, I'm a brother, I'm a father, I'm an uncle, I'm a friend, I'm a comrade. And under all those titles, you have hundreds of people who have needs. And I can't slip, not once. I can't sit down and fall victim or get over emotional or oversensitive. I can't shed a tear after 10 years in a box, in a cage, watching these same youths that are watching these dudes believing that they are real. I got to continue this task. So no, it's never a position of hate. It's a position of clarity. Clarity. So I'm asking somebody in class, if y'all know any midget white woman who wants to be, grind up on, send them in. Send them in. Send them in. I need to put some dents in my image. I need to, be part of the part. I need to be with the get down, So you got any midget white woman? Send them through. Send them through. I don't care if their grippers is dented or ashed out. Send them through. Because this is what people pay attention to. This is what's good for the community. This is a good thing. As the thousands in attendance and the almost 20,000 watched. Do you understand? Because they get into the bag, because they making these deals, because that is what's good for black people. It is what it is, having strippers on their live and men, melanated men, rubbing up on them and $1 million worth of game, organizing, right? Comical boxing matches and grinding on white women strippers. One looking like a crunch monster, right? Crackhead, and one a small person. I'm wondering where are the small person activists? That's cool, huh? To each his own. Before I go, and I know it's going viral right now, and I always tread lightly when speaking about King Charleston Vaughn III. I have to. I tread lightly, for one, because the buffoonery has been taken to another level. I tread lightly because of this contact that he has with law enforcement. I tread lightly because in witnessing his antics, there is an appreciation, even a love for it, from our melanated people out of state. But I do, and I'm going on record today, I do believe that whole running on stage was cap. I'm going to put that right there. I've seen his work. I've seen his antics. Shit. I got 3 phone numbers for him. Had discussions, in-depth discussions. He might have even taped me a few times. Yeah, recorded it throughout the pandemic. Up until the whole China Max situation. I believe, though, I'm telling you, everything else that has been doing has been capped. Nothing has come from it. No one arrested from none of his antics. Him not arrested from none of his antics. Again, he has become not only an agent provocateur, but a hell of a distraction and promoter of his brand. Now, I've come to believe that he has an obsession with King Von because he wants to be King Von. Definitely. That's not even a statement that I'm putting out there loosely. He wants to be King Von. He even said it just this recent interview. Well, not interview, this recent live, that he's going to be a martyr, that he wants to be a martyr. And I don't put it past him. I really don't. I do believe that there is a space within his off-balanced mind that he believes that he's going to be a martyr, but he doesn't understand what a martyr is. You get me? Nor our people, for real, for real. So let's go to the specific definition. You know how we do in class, y'all? Specific definition of martyr. Martyr, a noun, as we know. A person who voluntarily suffers death as the penalty of witnessing to and refusing to renounce a religion. Okay? 2, a person who sacrifices something of great value and especially life itself for the sake of principle. 3, a great or constant sufferer. Now, we know for absolute fact, none of these drill rappers, not Vaughn, not Duck, not Mo, not Nip, none of these dudes is martyrs. At all. At all. Trust and believe that. Not at all. Pac wasn't a martyr. Big wasn't a martyr. None of them. I have not seen anybody in hip-hop or commercial rap a martyr at all. So in his misunderstanding, in his lack of comprehension, in his weed-induced mind, he's suicidal at best. No damn martyr at all. Because he already stated he don't give a F about the black community. He already stated he doesn't live in the black community. He already stated that he's getting money now. So what is the religion that he's renouncing? Is there a religion to poverty? Is there a religion in impoverished conditions? Because this is what people say. They say they get money. They say they in the business of learning, business of dealing with white folks. And as Rick Ross said, you can't be afraid to tell white folks. You go in a room full of white folks and tell them your dream. You can't do that You can't be afraid to do that. So, is poverty a religion? Is living under oppressive conditions a religion that they are martyring themselves? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. What is he sacrificing of great value? He doesn't have anything of great value to sacrifice. And at this point, his life, shit, I guarantee you, 3/4 of the East Coast don't know who he is at all. There are generations that I know for sure who are not on social media. There are people who are just coming over, migrants. There's a world full of people who don't know nothing about him, nor I, nor any of this shit. So there's no principles that he's going to be martyred for. There's no principles other than some ordinary Negro death that he may face at the hands of somebody that he triggered that's going to push him. That's it. Okay, that's it. There's no martyrdom coming from a character like Charleston White. He won't be no martyr. But what is going to happen, he's going to keep creating these situations, these viral moments. And individuals or groups are going to believe the vibration that is being set. And of course, his prediction or his ask for might be right, but definitely won't be martyred. And that's an absolute fact. But I call cap on the incident that just transpired. I don't see why that flower pot was there. I don't see why it was so light. I don't see how the microphone that he hit this young man as he was running or jumping up on that stage didn't put a knot on that young man's head. I don't see how there was no knots or nothing on any of their heads. They did a live interview after. He was on his live after. Nothing. Nothing. Not understanding why the cameraman didn't jump in front of this individual after he was hit with this flower pot, and subsequently when he did get on stage and was hit by Charleston with the microphone. I don't see why this cameraman ran and didn't stand in between them. Nah, none of that shit makes sense at all. So again, I call cap. I've seen an opportunity for a viral moment, and it is what it is. But again, in the mix of Gillie and Wallow grinding on little midget strippers, in the mix of Mace and Cam having an impromptu strip show on their live, and in the mix of a comedy show by somebody who ain't a comedian, where has any of the work get completed? Where's the task? What is the end result? What is the goal? What is the goal? For people who consistently say they're doing for black people. Where are the children in that? Where is the work ever took precedent in this climb upward into the bags provided by white folk. There has to be a manifestation. In order for your knowledge to become wisdom, to be understood, there has to be a manifestation of that. How do you see it? Complete that thought with action. And what is the end result? At no point has any celebrity, has any athlete, has any YouTuber, podcaster ever stated that for this action, there will be liberation of my people. Never. So therefore, if liberation is the goal for your people, you will do better. You will do much better. You understand? And you will demand that they do better. And part of that is guarding your mind. Guarding your mind. And not believing in me, believing in my belief in you. Thank my classroom assistants for holding it down. Thank the class for allowing me the space and the present to articulate a specific lens, a specific mission, a specific idea that you have the potential to be greater every minute of the day. You have the potential to be greater, but you have to guard your mind. The first point of building soldiers is not giving them a weapon. The first point of building soldiers is getting them into the same mental space. Basic training in any of the armed forces deals with conditioning the mind. If these niggas ain't conditioning your mind to be better, to overcome, and to embrace the struggle, what are they good for? Peace and power. I love my people.